I want to scroll and I'll get on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
How do you feel our generation is being affected?
I don't know. Just like, well, to your point about Carrie Underwood, a part of me sort of empathizes with her, right? When you hear that she had 40 plus stitches on her
Right.
face, you're like, did she, like, what kind of fight did she get into?
Right.
Or like, how did this accident happen? And how do you get 40 stitches on your face when like your face is how many inches long? You know what I
Right.
mean? And so like, I can imagine, you know, like, the way that she felt, because she is in the public eye, and she is up to criticism of not just like those people that are around her, but like the outside world. And people hide behind phones, right? So people can be really good about, you know, saying really terrible, mean things, and calling her ugly, and saying that she went from like being a beautiful woman to like a really ugly person.
Yeah, seriously.
And so, you know, like body image, body issues have always been, you know, they've always been like a really sensitive topic amongst like young generations. And it's because of the emphasis that we have to look a certain way, right? Like, I myself am a pleasantly plump lady, and so I have always been like, I'm one of six, and out of the six kids in my family, I'm the one that has always carried like more weight. And so one of the things like in the Latino community, how like people say, and you know, terms of endearment, right? But they say, oh, gorda. I hated that. Like, I never allowed anyone to call me that because of, you know, when you're trying to attack someone, the easiest thing that you will always do is attack someone by the way that they look.
They're physical.
Because that's like the immediate, right? That's what you see, what you get,
Right.
and like what you can really hurt someone with.
Yeah.
Like, I remember someone like I love like big necklaces, and like really I just love statement necklaces, right? And this woman once told me, you know, she said it to a group. She said, you know, me and Martha can wear these big necklaces because we're bigger women.
Oh.
And so I said, I was really like hurt by that, but I also have trouble sometimes holding like my comments back. And I said, no, I wear big necklaces because they like, I like them, and they're part of the way that I like my outfit, and how like I dress up my outfit. It's not because I'm like a bigger woman.
Right.
Like, anyone can wear this.
Right.
A toothpick can wear this.
Right.
And I'm not talking about a person looking like a toothpick. I'm talking about a toothpick, you know, like you hold it, you know, big and like strong enough, and then go ahead and put a damn necklace on. But you know, like, even when you start looking at the statistics of what young people are experiencing, like 95% of people with eating disorders are between the ages of 12 and 25.
Yes.
12 and 25 is such a shocking number. 12.
And
you know, like, I think about what we were doing when we were 12.
Well, I can tell you from a personal standpoint, the power of words is absolutely amazing. You could, you know, whether it's positive or negative, but me growing up, I don't know if you remember, but anytime we were in the car with my mom, or like even just walking around with my mom, there were times where my mom used to work out a lot. Like she was always had her little aerobics videos
remember.
on. She was on the Thai bow.
Yeah.
She did all that stuff. And there was a few times in my life where she'd be, you know, be at the store or whatever, and she'd be like, Erica, is my body like that? Am I like that? Is my body like that? She was just always kind of comparing herself. And then, you know, with the years to follow, I caught myself. Do I look like that? Do I look like that?
Yeah.
Like and it just got worse. And then social media came out, and then it just got even worse.
Yeah.
And it's tough, you know, to compare yourself. But it's like, how do I retrain my brain? And that's what I want to talk about too, is like, I feel like I'm in the middle to end stages of being completely okay with my body, because like I said, I've been an athlete and I've worked out and stuff. So it's like the moment I stop working out, I will feel it and see it, and my pants will fit differently and stuff like that. And of course, it brings me down a little bit. I'm just a girl, female, and I have those emotions. But what I do now, just to build my own confidence, I like literally wake up in the morning, and as I'm brushing my teeth, I'm like, damn, you are so cute. And I just talk to myself like if I was an outsider, you know?
Yeah.
Even if like I have things I want to change about myself, and I think we all kind of do. And if you don't, that's great.
Yeah.
I want to be at that level. But I'm not there yet, and there are some things I want to change about myself. But I know there's things I need to do in order to change, and I can't just say it. I have to do it, and it is what it is.
Right.
But I think, you know, I know personally some people that are still struggling with things like this, and that's why I emphasize the power of words. Whether it's somebody you like or you don't, or they're really young or really old, or, you know, it's just, we do kind of have to be sensitive with the things we say.
Yeah.
Especially this day, and seeing everything on social media.
Yeah.
It's really important.
I think one of the things that I do is I try to be as reflective as possible, right? And so I try to look at myself, and not just of like what I am like physically, but also like mentally, and like you know, how am I going to make those areas like stronger too? Because mental health is like a huge part of this, right?
Huge.
Like if you,
It's more than anything.
it right, exactly. There are like easy, I guess what people would say like easy ways out, right? Where like you do like extreme dieting, like you take pills, or, you know, you do all of these, you know, other things that you're going to get like really immediate results. But some of those things really come with like
Risks.
health consequences that are going to affect you like for the rest of your life. Like you need a liver transplants are not always around, but if you're like pill popping, then that can obviously affect you.
Right.
I actually had a conversation with one of my friends yesterday about, you know, like the time that you get, like the age, like when you get to a certain point where, and I think it sometimes it has to do with age, but other times it's just the way that things like unfold, how you're really able to put into place like what is important, like what am I trying to work on? Like, do I want to work on like my personal health right now? Do I want to really put myself out there and like date someone? Do I want to, you know, do this, do that? Like you have like different goals.
Right.
For me, like last year I actually tried like one of my friends told me, Martha, try online dating. And I'm like, I don't know. That feels weird. I feel like I'm shopping around. Online dating works for some people, and then for some people it just doesn't, right?
Farmers only.
Farmers, that late night thing. I'm pulling up a text message because I was on a dating, like I had created like a dating profile, and what I would do, because I didn't want to be so like just looking at the picture and be like, oh, he's cute. Physical attraction is obviously one part,
Right.
but it's not the like everything, right?
course.
So what I would do is I would close my eyes and I would swipe like up so that I could read like their profile.
Oh, okay.
So I could like read like what they had. And there was this one guy that had me like rolling. I'm like, this guy is so freaking funny. I'm gonna yes, like it, and then send him a message.
Okay.
So I send them a message, and then I'm like, you know what? Like, this is like my first time being on like social media. I mean, like online dating. I don't think I'm going to be on here for long. Like, there's way too many options, and it's just overwhelming. It's overwhelming. It's really overwhelming. And so, one of the things that I've always kind of struggled with, and Erica, you know this, that like I've always been like a heavier lady.
She's
like,
kind of dramatic. She's being extra. Right?
Well, like in comparison to like my siblings, I'm the largest one, right? Whatever. I am. So, and it's okay, you know, I accept that now because like I appreciate and I embrace my curves. Like, you know, like outfits do look better.
Your outfits are always on point.
You know,
they really are.
But this guy like sent me a message, and he's like, can I just have your cell phone number? And I was like, sure. And I'm like, great, because I'm going to be off of this. I'm sorry I'm making this story really long. But he ends up telling me, I tell him like, there's so many people, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, I don't match with a lot of people on here. And I was like, oh, that's weird because I had like a bunch of options. And then I said like, that's interesting. Can you tell me like why? And then he's like, I appreciate really curvy women. I'm just not a fan of stick figure women. And I didn't respond to that because what did it do to me? It like brought up all of the issues that I had, like the underlying issues that sometimes I work through and then sometimes they like resurface, right? Yeah. So then he said, what does your week look like?